Hello students, today we are going to learn the topic data handling and presentation. Let's dive right in. First, we need to understand what data is. Data is information we collect in the form of facts, numbers or measurements. For example, we might collect the favorite colors of our classmates or their weights. Data helps us understand and explain the world around us. Now, let's explore why data is important. Data is everywhere. You can find it in charts, graphs, tables, and more. It helps us make sense of information, draw conclusions, and make decisions. So, what will we learn in this lesson? We will learn how to present data using charts and tables. Additionally, we will learn how to interpret data, to understand it better and make accurate decisions. Next, let's look at how we collect and organize data. For example, during a school event, you might ask your friends which activity they liked the most. You find that 7 friends liked the magic show, 5 friends enjoyed the dance-off, and 8 friends preferred the treasure hunt. Now let's discuss about tally mark. A tally mark is a way to count things using straight lines. We draw one line for each count, and after every 4 lines, we cross them with a 5th line, making counting easier. Now, how can we make counting easier? We can use tally marks. Tally marks help us count easily in groups of 5. For instance, to represent the magic show, you could write this mark, and for the dance-off, you might write this mark. When you tally the treasure hunt, you would write this mark. This method makes it easy to see that the treasure hunt is the most popular choice. Arranging data is also very important. For example, let's say Mrs. Sandhya collected shoe sizes. Her original list included sizes like 4, 5, 3, and so on. Once arranged in order, the sizes would look like this: 3, 3, 3, 4, and so on. The numbers are grouped and sorted in increasing order. But why do we organize data? Organizing data makes it easier to see patterns. For example, if you look at the shoe sizes, you can quickly tell that size 5 is the most common size among your friends. Next, let's learn about pictographs. A pictograph uses pictures to represent data instead of numbers. It's a simple and fun way to show information. For instance, if students participated in activities like drawing, singing, and dancing, you could represent their participation as follows. Drawing, 3 students. Singing, 4 students. Dancing, 2 students. Now, how does a pictograph work? Each picture represents a certain number of items. For example, if one picture equals 1 student, it makes it easy to compare and understand data at a glance. Why use pictographs? They are visual and engaging, which helps quickly identify trends and patterns. Let's take an example. If your teacher asked everyone about their favorite snack and made a pictograph to show the results, each picture of a snack could represent 1 student. For instance, if there were 7 cookie pictures, that means 7 students like cookies and 4 students like chips. If there were 3 pictures in fruit, 3 students like fruit. And if there was only 1 candy picture, that would mean candy is the least popular snack with just 1 student. Now, let's see how to draw a pictograph. Suppose you wanted to track how many hours you spent playing different games each week. Here's the data you collected. Monday 1 hour, Tuesday 2 hours, Wednesday 4 hours, Thursday 3 hours, Friday 5 hours, Saturday 2 hours, and Sunday 1 hour. The pictograph would clearly show how much time you spent playing games each day. Next, let's talk about bar graphs. Bar graphs are similar to pictographs as they compare and show data quickly. They use bars, either horizontal or vertical, to represent values. To read or make a bar graph, remember that the bar should have equal width and spacing. The height or length of the bars shows the value. Why should we use bar graphs? They are easier for large data compared to pictographs. Here's an example. Imagine you and your friends are tracking how many books each of you read over the summer. The data you collected shows Alex read 3 books, Bella read 5 books, Chris read 4 books, Dana read 2 books, Evan read 7 books, and Fiona read 6 books. In the bar graph, Each bar's height represents the number of books read by each friend. In this bar graph, you can see that the taller the bar, the more books that friend read. This makes it easy to compare at a glance who read the most and who read the least. Bar graphs are useful because they provide a visual representation of how often or how much something happens. They also allow for easy comparisons between categories like costs, scores, or frequencies. Key features of bar graphs include bars of equal width and spacing, and the height or length shows the value. A scale helps interpret the graph. For example, 1 unit could equal 1 student. It's a good idea to start the scale from 0 and choose it based on your data range. In conclusion, bar graphs are simple, clear, and perfect for comparing data. Now let's discuss some artistic and aesthetic considerations. To make your graphs attractive, use bright colors and neat layouts to catch attention. It's important to keep it clear, ensuring that labels, titles, and scales are easy to read. Proper organization is also key. Choose a scale that fits the space and data range. Focus on simplicity. Avoid clutter so the graph is easy to understand. Tip: a well-designed graph helps your audience quickly understand the information. Let's see an example using the tallest mountains on each continent. You might have a list of the tallest mountains and their heights. Everest in Asia at 8,848 meter. Aconcagua in South America at 6,962 meter. Denali in North America at 6,194 meter. Kilimanjaro in Africa at 5,895 meter. Elbrus in Europe at 5,642 meter. Vinson Massif in Antarctica at 4,892 meter. And Kosciuszko in Australia at 2,228 meter. Graphs make it easy to see how much taller Mount Everest is than Mount Kosciuszko, or if Denali and Kilimanjaro are similar in height. Using a bar graph, you can convert the table into a visual representation. Each bar's length represents a mountain's height, making it easy to compare them quickly. Why use vertical bars? Vertical bars represent height naturally, as they grow upwards like mountains or buildings. For distances, horizontal bars are more appropriate, as they stretch out like roads between cities. Now let's talk about infographics. Infographics combine data visualizations like bar graphs with artistic touches. They use eye-checking visuals to make information clearer, faster, and more engaging. Understanding infographics can be fun. For example, if you and your friends compared how many apples, bananas, and oranges each of you ate last week, you could make a simple bar graph to show the numbers. Each bar represents the number of fruits eaten. For instance, if apples are 5 units high, bananas are 3 units high, and oranges are 4 units high, you can easily see the preferences. To make the data even more engaging, you can turn it into an infographic. Instead of bars, you might draw 5 apples stacked to show the apple count, 3 bananas in a row for bananas, and 4 oranges for oranges. This visual representation makes the data clearer and more engaging. However, be careful with infographics. While they are great, ensure they don't mislead. Always double check that your visuals accurately reflect the data and don't create false impressions. For example, if one fruit looks much bigger than the others in an infographic, it might suggest you ate more of it than you actually did. In summary, collecting favorite items helps create data which can be organized using tally marks and ordering to identify popular choices. Pictographs use pictures to represent data, and bar graphs compare data using bars, making it easier to see trends. Lastly, infographics help make data visually appealing but must be accurate to avoid misleading viewers. We hope that you have understood the topic. You can now study chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev to ensure you score well in your school exams. And that's not all. You also get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more for class 6. Thank you